I would describe my husband as deep, at times dark, and quite complex due to all the things that he went through from his family of origin. When life gets him stressed, he's hard to reach. We went through many years in our marriage when he was going through a really difficult time. He was quiet and withdrawn, and I couldn't help but feel disconnected. When he was angry, I didn't want to be around that, and I ended up feeling fairly lonely for a long while. When he was hurting, I'd run through every mental option of what might support him, even though none of them were a match for where he was at the moment. So in order to stay inside of our marriage during this very difficult time, as a practice, I started holding out for the good. Those moments when the light came back, when he was loving and engaged. I also thought back on all of the times that were filled with deep, meaningful conversations well into the middle of the night, fun adventures that we'd gone on, travels, concerts, of course, memories with our son. And then living from that perspective, there was so much good that outweighed the bad. If you hand over feeling loved, being connected to someone else, to where they might be stuck, to how they might be showing up, you're always at the mercy of their storms. This doesn't just happen inside marriages. It can happen with our kids. It can happen with our aging parents. Certainly, it can happen with changing friendships. We think if everything is good with us, then I'm okay. But that's a bit of a self-made prison. Because what happens when they're not okay? Sometimes the most radical act of self-care is refusing to let someone else's mood determine your own. That you're able to create your own sense of happiness or a good day from inside. I remember one night when the storm rolled in again, and I could feel that old pull to try to make it better, to soothe, to check in, to do something loving. But instead, I took a breath, and I reminded myself, this isn't about me. And I went for a walk. Not slamming the door, not storming out, certainly not to punish him. Just giving myself a bit of space to notice what's coming up for me now that the storm is back. I didn't want to get pulled into it. I wanted to find my way to stay steady. And when I came back, he'd found his center. And I was calm too after taking that time out in nature. We were able to connect without me sacrificing myself or overdoing and overperforming. I wasn't going to live on the altar of his mood. So maybe you're in a relationship or even a friendship where you've been doing something similar. You've been trying to make them feel better. You've been trying to get them back online with you. Tying your peace to somebody else's weather. And the next time you get pulled into something like that, when you notice yourself being pulled into somebody else's chaos, ask yourself, what might it look like for me to stay rooted inside of myself right now? If I were to respond to them from this centered place, what might it look like? What might it sound like? I'm not talking about abandoning them, but I want to be sure you don't abandon yourself either. That's what love looks like when it grows up. Two people holding their own center and meeting each other from there. Now that some time has passed and I'm looking back, I guess I'd have to say thanks to his storm and thanks to the new way I learned how to respond, how to not dive in and overfunction and overgive and be resentful, all mixed up inside of that. The ability to stay when love is difficult. The ability to walk beside somebody while they're finding their way through in the way that makes sense to them without losing their relationship. To be honest, we've come through stronger on the other side.